Evil Leafy is a solid villain to me. She never used to be, though. Once BFDIA got cancelled, and when IDFB started and pretty much ended quickly with one episode, Evil Leafy became a forgetful villain, and BFB basically takes her out completely. She doesn't show up with the 64 contestants, which, if I'm being honest, I was upset about it. I actually loved Evil Leafy when I was younger, and actually enjoyed her as the villain of BFDIA. The fact she never made it did upset me, but what could you do with her, really? She doesn't do much but just stand there and teleport and attack people. That wouldn't be good for an arc, or at least for me, at least. But that begs a question: what happened to Evil Leafy after BFDIA? And before anybody says anything, BFB 6 does not count because somebody else recommended her, and I don't think that should count as one, as we never see her in the series again afterwards. Anyways, hit the like button and subscribe button. Okay, now we can actually start. Why? I really have to just say that. So now we're gonna start of the theory of what happened to Evil Leafy after BFDIA. So let's just get straight into it. Well, there are theories about the strange disappearances of Evil Leafy and BFB, but I have a possible theory about this. You see, I think it has to do something with the appearance of Leafy being in BFB. Think about it. We never see both Leafy or Evil Leafy in the same scene together. The only times we've ever seen them is in BFDI 25 when Leafy flickers to Evil Leafy, and a cutscene from BFDIA 1 when Evil Leafy is seen in the background when Leafy is also in the forest. But that scene shouldn't count considering it was cut from the actual scene, so there's no reason to say that this one is real. All the other times we've seen Evil Leafy and Leafy, they're in separate scenes in which neither one are seen together. Could this possibly mean that Leafy could be Evil Leafy? How do I come up with that conclusion? Well, in BFDIA 2, when Needle goes to grab YOLO berries for the challenge, Leafy, or technically Metal Leafy, teleports into the scene.
I'm glad that I'm not too needy.
Don't call me needy!
Why do I bring this up? Well, Evil Leafy has the ability to teleport as well. She also has the same sound when she appears, like how Metal Leafy appears when she teleports as well.
I'm glad that I'm not too needy.
Also notice how, after Evil Leafy finishes attacking Book, Ice Cube, and Spongy across the forest, Metal Leafy appears out of nowhere in front of Needle. More technically, a couple days if you want to count the day cycle that appeared during the Gelatin, Needle, and Puffball's adventure going to Yoel Mountain. This could mean that Leafy spent a few days in the forest before she came back to Yoel Land. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking. If any of this is true, then why do we see Evil Leafy possess Spongy and eventually leaves Spongy? Well, this could be because that Leafy transforms into Evil Leafy when she sleeps or closes her eyes. When she opens her eyes, she stops being Evil Leafy and goes back to her normal body. She permanently became Evil Leafy once Gelatin kills her with a hammer, so that Evil Leafy can roam around in BFDIA 5 and 6. This kind of makes it easier to understand why Evil Leafy is so hostile to the other contestants. It's because Leafy, at the time, hated the BFDIA cast for just leaving her in Yoel Land, and then kills her, as even her own best friend acts like he's never met her before. I should also bring up why Evil Leafy is in BFDI 18, when Leafy is still in the competition. Well, that's because, before the debut, Leafy was probably mad at Spongy and Rocky for voting her to be eliminated. This also explains why Evil Leafy targeted Spongy in BFDI 2. Well, it was mostly because he was slow, but it was also because she wanted to get revenge on him for voting her, since she held a grudge against him. This is heavily supported as how when Spongy was caught, she never went to go and attack Ice Cube and Book, because for one, she had no reason to be angry at them, and two, Ice Cube and her were friends in BFDI, and Leafy probably still cared about her. Now this begs the question: if Leafy was killed and permanently turned into Evil Leafy in BFDIA 5, then how is she back to normal in BFB? Well, BFB 15 alludes to Fiery being the one recovering Leafy,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know you still know me, dum-dum! Otherwise, why would you have recovered me all that time ago?
which took out Evil Leafy. Leafy could have also been very happy at the fact Fiery brought her back to life, that she was no longer dangerously angry at anyone. Sure, she would get angry to others, but not as much as she did before. So Evil Leafy stopped existing afterwards. I guess you can also say it's BFB that gets Leafy to start developing significant mood swings of being both nice and mean. It would have been some sort of replacement for Evil Leafy, as she isn't gone, but she resides in Leafy, and it's safe to say Leafy isn't going to be dangerous anymore after her recovery, making Evil Leafy a faint memory for Leafy and the other contestants, as this red tyrant is put to an end. And that's the theory. I hope you guys liked this video. This took a lot of effort to make. Specifically, I had to watch some episodes to get this theory rolling. But I am a BFDI fanatic, and I pretty much knew a lot of the episodes that could support my theory. Granted, I don't think this theory is fully complete, and there could be some tweaks to it or things I missed. So please tell me in the comments below things I could have missed, or if you want, you can give your own theories about the strange disappearance of Evil Leafy in the comments if you want as well. I'd really want to see what you guys think could have happened to her, since she was built to be a villain, and we should get to know what happens to her. BFDIA is continuing, so who knows, maybe we'll get an answer, but until then, we can only speculate. With that, I am finished with this video, and I am taking a nap. See you all in the next video. Goodbye.
I'm so alone, trying to find my way back home.